The 10th generation smartphone in the Redmi Note lineup, the Redmi Note 10. Does it have everything to be the pocket-friendly budget king? Anis here from Adil Anis. Let's find it out in our quick review. Here we have the retail box. Opening it, you get a charging brick, a USB Type-C cable, some paperwork, a SIM ejector pin, a protective case, and of course, the star of the show, the Redmi Note 10. The charger is a good quality 33-watt fast charger which has become the standard of today's mid-range devices. And then we have the Type-C cable with a red theme to it. Moving on with the box, you get the Redmi Note 10 branding towards the sides. Just to mention, the protective case, it does not feel cheap and is sturdy and of course is flexible. It also has a much needed USB port protector and all the cutouts are to the finish. Although you may find it quite difficult to insert it onto the phone for the first time, once inserted, it fits perfectly onto the phone. Then we have the stainless steel pin ejector which easily drops away from your hand and of course you will have a hard time finding it. And of course we have the user guide cum warranty card leaflet. And finally we have the cute looking Redmi Note 10 device. The phone is light, is sleek and feels comfortable for one-handed usage. Beginning from the bottom, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, the primary mic, USB Type-C port and the speaker grill. To the left side we have nothing but the dual SIM plus the dedicated microSD slot. To the top we have one more speaker grill and IR blaster and the secondary microphone hole. Although we have a dual speaker setup here, the bottom speaker sounds louder than the other one. However, the audio output overall is sufficiently loud and clear for most volume levels. To the right we have the volume keys and the power button which also doubles as the fingerprint sensor. On the front, we have the 6.43-inch Super AMOLED display with Gorilla Glass 3 protection. The back is made up of glossy plastic with curved edges and we also have a rectangular quad camera setup on the top left portion. Xiaomi offers Redmi Note 10 in 3 color variants, a shadow black one which we have here and the others being frost white and aqua green. Overall, the design, as is the case with the entire Redmi Note 10 series and the new Mi 11 series, it feels premium, although not ultra premium. The screen had a pre-applied protective film over it. The Super AMOLED panel is worth mentioning here and is of very good quality. It gets sufficiently bright outdoors and the visibility under direct sunlight is no problem. Even though there is no official HDR certification for the display, YouTube still shows that it is HDR capable. The display is sharp, the colors look natural and the blacks are very deep as is the case with Super AMOLED displays. To get an idea why Super AMOLED screens are better, we have compared it side by side against the IPS display of the legendary Poco F1. At 100% brightness on both the screens, the Redmi Note 10's display is brighter, has punchier colors and deep blacks as is evident. The Poco's display, on the other hand, has less brightness, less popping colors and the typical not so deep blacks of the IPS display. Although you get the standard 60Hz refresh rate for the screen, combined with the fast touch sampling rate, it makes navigation through the user interface and scrolling a pleasurable experience. The user interface is Xiaomi's MIUI 12 running on the latest Android 11 and it remains the same as any other Xiaomi phone these days. Under the hood we have the Snapdragon 678 chipset coupled with either 4GB RAM and 64GB of storage or 6GB RAM and 128GB of storage. The Snapdragon 678 is an octa-core chipset going up to 2.2 GHz speed coupled with an Adreno 612 GPU. Thanks to that, the app launching is fast and the UI feels snappy. The RAM management is also okay. The handset doesn't heat up much either, which is also a plus point. For the benchmark lovers, do note that even though the benchmark scores are slightly low compared to the 700 series chipset or the MediaTek G95, you won't realize that on your regular usage unless you are a hardcore gamer 24/7. There is of course ads baked into it, but it can be easily controlled for most parts by disabling personalized recommendations under the settings. The selfie photography is taken care of by a 13 megapixel in-display camera as Xiaomi calls it on the front. And on the back we have the familiar quad camera setup. The primary camera is the 48 megapixel Sony IMX582 sensor, same as the one in Poco X3 Pro and the Poco F3 or the Mi 11X, with face detection autofocus and which captures the images at 12 megapixels by default. We also have an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, 2 megapixel macro camera and a 2 megapixel depth sensor, supplemented by an LED flash, and all covered under some scratch resistant glass. We have the familiar MIUI 12 camera interface here, and we have the dedicated night mode, 48MP mode, document scanning mode, AI watermark mode worth mentioning, and an edit option to arrange these tiles. Here we have an ultra wide lens toggle. We also have a 2x zoom toggle which provides a 2x zoomed in but a cropped photo from the 48 megapixel primary sensor, as we do not have a separate zoom lens. The macro mode sadly does not offer autofocus, by the way. You also get the option to choose different camera UI modes, the accent color options, and different camera sounds. On the videography part, you get 4K at 30 fps, 1080p at 30 or 60 fps, and 720p at 30 fps from the main lens, then 720p or 1080p at 30 fps from the ultra-wide lens, and 720p 30 fps from the macro lens as well. There is also electronic image stabilization support, but it's limited to 30 fps and for only 720p and 1080p resolutions. You can also shoot 720p slow motion videos at 120, 240 or 960 fps. The front camera, on the other hand, supports 1080p videos at 30 frames per second or 720p videos at 30 or 60 frames per second. Thanks to the Snapdragon chipset, the Gcam is also supported out of the box. We have made a detailed camera review with Gcam samples included, so don't hesitate to watch that to get a better idea of the Redmi Note 10 camera. The security features include the standard PIN, pattern or password screen lock, apart from the face unlock using the selfie camera and the fingerprint scanner using the side-mounted fingerprint sensor. Setting up the fingerprint is pretty fast, and once properly set up, unlocking is really fast and reliable based on how you actually keep your fingers on the sensor. The Redmi Note 10 is backed up by a 5000 mAh battery, which has become the standard these days, and once fully charged easily gives you 2 days backup on normal usage and a day's backup on very heavy usage. Coupled with a 33-watt Mi Turbo charger, in half an hour's time you get more than 60% charged from flat zero level and 100% charge in an hour and 15 minutes. Also, the phone does not heat much during the fast charging either, provided you keep the phone on low ambient temperatures. No issues with call quality or network disruption, and no proximity sensor issues as well, just to mention. So summing things up, for 12,500 rupees for the 464GB variant and 40,500 rupees for 128GB variant, you get a compact, handy phone with sturdy build, a good quality Super AMOLED display, a sufficiently powerful chipset, non-disappointing cameras with Google Cam support, stereo speakers, and excellent battery life with 33-watt fast charging. If you are into flashing ROMs and modding your Android, the developments are already grossing on XDA, and there's that too. Well, talking about other phones in this price segment, we have the recently launched Redmi Note 10s and Realme 8, both of which offers better gaming performance due to their MediaTek G95 chipsets and 64 megapixel cameras, at least on papers, but without reliable Gcam ports and also almost nil third-party Android development. Now coming back to the question, does Redmi Note 10 have everything to be the pocket-friendly budget king? Well, not everything, but considering the price and the overall package it offers, we highly recommend the Redmi Note 10 to be the pocket-friendly budget king. Thanks for watching guys. Your subs, likes, shares and comments really motivates us to bring more amazing content. This is Adil Anis. Goodbye and stay safe.